Most men spend their lives chasing an illusion, desperately seeking love, validation, and happiness from women. They end up heartbroken, used, or trapped in relationships that drain their energy and resources. But over 200 years ago, a philosopher named Arthur Schopenhauer exposed the raw truth about female nature. His insights were so brutal that most men still refuse to accept them. By the end of this, you'll see exactly where you've been deceived and how to finally take back control of your life and relationships. Schopenhauer saw through the romantic fantasies that society sells us. He understood that love isn't some magical connection between souls. It's a biological trick, nature's way of ensuring reproduction. That warm, fuzzy feeling. It's just a cocktail of chemicals designed to make you mate. It was never meant to last or bring lasting fulfillment. This isn't about cruelty or malice. It's simply how we're programmed by evolution. Men who don't grasp this fundamental truth often find themselves confused, heartbroken, and exploited. They play by a set of rules that don't actually exist. They believe that being kind, loyal, and supportive will win a woman's heart. But the reality is far harsher. Female attraction isn't based on fairness or morality. It's ruthlessly pragmatic. Women are instinctively drawn to men who can offer status, security, and strength. Once they've secured a partner, that initial passion often fades. This isn't conscious manipulation. It's deeply ingrained evolutionary strategy. This dynamic explains why nice guys so often finish last. They're playing checkers in a game of chess. Men who approach relationships with naive idealism are setting themselves up for failure. They misread every interaction, every test, without realizing the game is even being played. Unlike men who tend to exert power directly, women navigate relationships through subtle psychological warfare. They use emotional cues, compliance tests, and constant challenges to a man's frame. These tests assess a man's strength and value without ever explicitly stating the rules. Many men fail these tests without even realizing they're being evaluated. The result is a psychological battlefield where the unprepared are slowly eroded, not by overt attacks, but by quiet disqualification. The real power in relationships lies in perception. Those who don't control the frame are inevitably controlled by it. Modern society compounds this problem by encouraging men to be emotionally open, self-sacrificing, and endlessly validating. We're told this is what women want, but biology tells a different story. What actually attracts genuine desire is dominance, emotional stability, and unwavering confidence in one's mission. This disconnect leads many men into the simp trap. They orbit around women, showering them with attention and resources. They mistakenly believe that effort and devotion will guarantee affection. In reality, they're seen as nothing more than useful tools. The more they give, the less they're valued. The way out of this maze isn't through resentment or blame, it's through understanding. Blaming women for following their nature is pointless. The key is recognizing the evolutionary programming at play and choosing to operate on a different level. Love isn't a reward for good behavior. It's a negotiation of value. The less a man needs women for validation or happiness, the more magnetic he becomes. Detachment, purpose, and inner strength don't repel feminine energy. They attract it. The moment a man makes a woman the center of his universe, he loses the very qualities that drew her to him in the first place. To break free from this biological trap, a man must first master himself. There are 3 core pillars to reclaiming true masculine power. First, economic sovereignty. Financial independence gives you the freedom to make decisions from a position of strength, not desperation. When you're not dependent on anyone else for your survival or comfort, you can't be manipulated or controlled. Second, philosophical depth. Cultivate independent thinking. Question social narratives. Reject comforting lies, even when the truth is painful. Develop a worldview based on reality, not wishful thinking. Third, physical mastery. Your body is a reflection of your discipline and self-respect. Weakness in the body often mirrors weakness in spirit. Build strength, endurance, and vitality. When you respect yourself, others will follow suit. These aren't arbitrary self-help goals. They're foundational tools for reclaiming your agency in a world that increasingly tries to strip it away from men. The most dangerous deceptions aren't the ones women tell men. They're the lies men tell themselves about love, loyalty, and their own worth. True happiness doesn't come from external validation, especially not from romantic approval. It comes from inner strength, pursuing your mission, and defining yourself on your own terms. Women can complement a man's journey, but they should never define it. The moment you make someone else responsible for your fulfillment, you've lost. You've handed over your power and set yourself up for inevitable disappointment. Schopenhauer's ultimate lesson is this: don't play a rigged game expecting fairness. See it clearly for what it is, then transcend it completely. Rebuild yourself not in reaction to the world, but in alignment with unshakable truth. When you stop chasing and start leading, everything changes. The choice is yours. Will you continue living in confusion, chasing validation from those who can never truly give it? Or will you take back control, build a life of purpose, and attract others through the sheer force of your authentic power? The path of truth isn't easy, but it's the only way to true freedom and fulfillment. Stop playing by rules designed to keep you weak and dependent. Start building a life so compelling that others are naturally drawn to your orbit. That's the real secret to lasting attraction and respect. Not manipulation, not begging, but becoming a man of genuine value and unshakable frame. The truth may be brutal, but it's also liberating. Once you see past the illusions, you can never go back, and you'll wonder how you ever lived any other way. Take the red pill, embrace reality, and watch as your entire world transforms.